Hello. Welcome back to my channel. This is Evie with Evie Reviews, and this is going to be my review and recap for Bel-Air Season 1, Episode number 3. Um, I don't even remember what was happening. All I know is Carlton is a hating ass Cooney McCokerson, and we don't like him. That's all I remember. And it's just been one day. Jesus Christ. Okay. This is what happens when you get old. Alright, so let's jump into the foolishness, shall we? I forgot they found the drugs in the child's bag. So the parents they going back and forth between Carlton and Will. And Will is like, you can piss test me right now. They're not my drugs. I don't know where they came from. Either Connor or Carlton did it. Y'all figure out which one it is, because it wasn't me. It's not my drugs. I didn't have no drugs. I'm sorry, I got a text message that I had to respond to. So Carlton is lying out his ass. I don't think Connor did it. I think Carlton did it. I pretty much know Carlton did it. He a lying ass, hating ass hoe, and I hope he get found out and he get his ass whooped again. Okay, that's where we are right now. Again, knock his ass out again. Okay, so the hating ass coon didn't plant the drugs, but his stupid ass friend did, and so now they're in it together because we had to get. He attacked us. Y'all tried to drown him by pushing him in a pool. What's wrong with you? Okay, so now they got to figure out how to fix this before the parents find out that they did this, because they gonna find out because y'all are stupid. But we gonna see what happens. Because now they talk about they got a free will in order for this to go away and their parents to let it go before they get expelled and or arrested for planting drugs on someone on school property. Because where did you get the drugs from to plant them on them in the first place? Children don't think these things through. They stupid. Ugh, I can't. I don't know what that little white man principal thought was finna fucking happen. So he said, we did a thorough investigation. They was like, okay, well, walk us through the process. They said, well, we talked to Will, his teachers, and security, and then we all came to the conclusion, and that's what happened. And they said, okay, so what happened when you reviewed the tapes? Did you not see anybody on the tapes around when you watched the tapes back around his book bag? They was like, he's like, let me look in the paper. We apparently didn't look at the tapes. They both said, you didn't look at the fucking tape. That blessed our little black soul. They cussed that little white man out and said, you got 24 hours to look at these goddamn tapes, sir. I don't know what the fuck you think this is. The hell? Chill. How you would conduct an investigation and you didn't review the videotapes even if it was, if Will was saying that they weren't my drugs, somebody planted them on them, even if you wanted just to refute that as an excuse for him so that you were right in whatever punishment that you were going to dole out, look at the damn tapes and be like, well, there's no evidence of anybody being around your book bag, so what you talking about? You didn't do that. Do your due diligence. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And then you don't get cussed out in your office. But, I digress. Meanwhile, Will is in school suspension. The teacher is playing solitaire on his computer and got mad at Will for drawing on a piece of paper, talk about only schoolwork, no doodling. If you don't go back and put that red tint on that black jacket and leave me alone. Child, so they done got somebody to say, Carla got somebody to say that there was a witness that saw somebody else fooling with Will's bag to plant the drugs that don't even go to the school. So now Will is free. They not going to look at the videotape to see Connor plant the drugs. So Carlton is telling Will, just take the win and move on with your life. Okay, fine. So Mommy has a meeting with her sorority sisters to help plan somebody's lupus fundraiser. And she wants Hillary to do her crab cakes in the secret sauce. And not push her to try and join the sorority. Uncle Phil is taking himself to the Alpha Crawl, I think is what he called it, and I guess he gonna stroll or something to get his fraternity brothers to get the judges' support for his campaign. So also Will's got his first game, and we have officially seen him turn the school jacket inside out because Lisa accidentally wasted some honey mustard from his chicken tenders on the real side of his jacket, so he flipped it on inside out. That's where we at. Ain't nothing super dramatical just yet. I'm just waiting. I don't like Carlton. All right. Okay, so the Uncle Phil comes in. He talks to Will. He says, "I'm glad we got the stuff caught up, taken care of at the school." He gives Will this book called The Alchemist. Tells him to read it. It'll change your life. It's real deep. As he's leaving, he's like, "Do you like crawfish?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he invites him to the little fraternity crawfish broil strolly thing that he's going to. He's like, "There's people you should know that are there." He's like, "Okay, cool." And so, as the uncle leaves, he gets a message, and it's a picture of an airplane. And then there's a message that says, "You better have a vest when we catch you." If his number was changed, how are they texting him? Riddle me that, Batman. So did that mean y'all got to Trey? And cause Trey and his mom are the only two people in Philly who has this new number. So riddle me that, Batman. How's that work? Logistics. That's all. All right, so we arrive at the Alpha event. Uncle Phil is dapping everybody. They calling him Yamakra, as apparently he's from Yamakra, North Carolina. He goes to speak to Reverend What's His Face. Reverend What's His Face is giving him his ass to kiss, so he gives him his space. He volunteered the boys to help get tables and chairs set up. Carlton is sitting there texting while Will is doing all the work. They have a conversation about Reverend Petty and why he don't like Uncle Phil. We're not sure. And then we see the funeral home man who owns all the funeral homes, and he's a philanthropist that Carlton is trying to get in front of so he can get this internship at this Black Minds Initiative so it can go on his application to Princeton. That seems like a lot, didn't it? For now, Phil and Carlton seem to be getting along. It ain't gonna last. So the sorors, they don't actually say which sorority it is, but there's a lot of pink and green happening. We just gonna leave it right there. And she's talking to her sorors. They talk about what things they're gonna do for this lupus fundraiser, and they ask her how does she do it all, and bop bop bop. And somebody brings up her being the one that was going to take the art world by storm, and she kind of pushes it off. Talk about a lot of things changed when she had Hillary. And then, speaking of Hillary, she tells all the sorors all the delicious food that you're eating has been done by Hillary. And if you need a good caterer, slide into her DMs. And she was like, "This is really light work, but thank you, Mom." Like, I feel like she was like, "I'm not anyone's kid." I don't know what Hillary is doing with her life, but we gonna see. We gonna see. And again, no Ashley. I'm telling you, they gonna Judy Winslow this girl. But okay. Okay, so Aunt Viv is talking to her sisters about Hillary, and they ask Hillary, "When are you gonna pledge? We'll all get up to jump in a van to come drive up to Berkeley to pin you." And Hillary, of course, being Hillary, said, "Oh no, I dropped out of school." And she was like, she took a semester. Her mom was trying to smooth it over, say she took a semester off. And she was like, "Oh no, I dropped out. It's over. I dropped out. It's over." So then the lady who Aunt Viv called the favor in for the magazine is pissed at Aunt Viv because Hillary went online and told people that they was racist, and now 2 million people don't watch the video, and she tried to deal with the media blowback of them being called racist. And she was like, your daughter's burning bridges, um, and not apologizing and all this stuff. And she was like, Hillary. And Hillary was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. And she rolled her eyes and walked away. Child. Okay, Hillary, you stepping over. You look like you a habitual line stepper daughter. What you got going on? Then we go back to the Alpha event, and they talking about the brothers and what they did and blah 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 blah. And Reverend Petty comes and sits down at the table. He's like, "Now I got a little time to talk to you about your little campaign." Oh, so you a hating asshole too? Okay, got it. So Reverend Petty is talking all this yang about how um you ain't been here for your brothers. We're your family too, and blah blah boom and boo boo boo. And when they tried to close down somebody's soup kitchen, we ran a phone bank, and where were you? And he was like, "So you mad at me because I'm successful? That I was doing what I needed to do in order to feed my family and make sure that they were good?" He was like, "Oh, well, your first brother, your roommate, was relapsed. We were the ones that got him together, make sure he was okay." And Blasey Bloom and feels like I didn't even know that happened. So and he was like, I would. And then Reverend Petty was like, I would be happy to endorse Brother Yamaka, but that ain't who's running. We got Brother Belair, and I don't that and whatnot. Sure, just say you a hating asshole and walk off. Just say you mad he got money and got busy and he can't beat up y'all asses all the time like he used to when he was broke and had time to fool with y'all. Yeah, people grow up and mature and move on. All right. Okay, so at the Alpha event, Carlton finds out that the man from the funeral homes is no longer with the initiative, so he can't get his name floated to the top about this for this internship. So he done wasted all his time, and then he can't pretend like he didn't want to play chess with the man no more, and he was only trying to garner his attention to get that internship. So this whole day was a bust for him. So while they're sitting at the table, Will gets on the stage and was like, "Yo," and he starts talking. Everybody was like, "Phil, get your nephew off the stage." And he was some little short dude said, "You better get your nephew before we drag him off the stage." He said, "Who? You gonna drag me off the stage?" Child, child. So, so Will was like, Yabakara, show me how to do it. Show me how to do it. You gonna show me how to your moves? And then your Uncle Phil get out there and he starts stepping, and you can tell Uncle Phil has lost a step child because the youngest got behind him to do the step with him, and Uncle Phil couldn't do all the steps. And at the end, he was winded. But it was cute. But it brought around Reverend Petty, and he was like, "That's my brother. That's who I've been missing. Da da. That's Yamakra." And so he was like, "Yeah, let's have a conversation." And he's like, "Your nephew seems like he got a good head on his shoulders. What's his deal?" He was like, "Let's have a conversation." So they have a good conversation. Meanwhile, back at the house with the sorority sisters that Vivian actually likes, Hillary shows them the video, and she was like, and they all agree with Hillary. You should have speak out. We have been ingesting this racism for so long, and we love the fact that your generation is speaking back. Once again, Ashley is not seen and or mentioned yet. I'm telling you, they Judy Winslow this baby. She done went upstairs and she's never coming back down. Anyway, until there's a very special episode where she's being sex trafficked and she's on drugs and they have to put her in rehab and we never see her. I don't know. So the men come back in and they tell her they had a good time, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, Carlton and Ken is feeling left out, and he's like, "I got a game to prepare for." He goes upstairs. Aunt Viv says, "Oh, your stuff arrived. We put it upstairs." He got a bunch of sneakers, a bunch of stuff, artwork, I guess, from his room, and um, tickle me, an Elmo, not Elmo or Ernie, one of those stuffy. He has one of those as well, which is super cute. Now, there's something going on between Jeffrey and Vivian's friend Joan. I see you, player. Play on, player. With that being said, red flags everywhere. Never contact me again. I've got to stop watching TikToks. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's where we are. I think that's where we are. And now it's time because they have the lacrosse game and the basketball game, and they probably gonna miss the whole lacrosse game because who the hell really wants to watch lacrosse? But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, so it's the night of the big game. So Carlton game has started. Will's game has started. Will is not starting. So, and so Carlton game starts. There's nobody in the stands. He's like, where the fuck is everybody? They're supposed to be the greatest lacrosse team ever. Nobody wants to watch lacrosse, child. Get your life together. And so nobody's there. He's not really paying attention. He's getting ran off all over the field. Cut back to the basketball game. They put Will in. He started shooting all the shots, doing all the alley oops, all the things, and shit. And the uncle, aunt, and little Lisa, they all there cheer him on. Yes, Will, go, Will. So Carlton is getting more and more aggravated that there's nobody there to watch him be great in this lacrosse game, and truly, he's not being great. He's not at all. He gets fouled and kicks out the game. He done cussed out the ref. He done cussed out his coach. His coach said, "Get your shit and get out." Done. He goes into the um, locker room and decides that's the best time for him to snort some more coke. So he goes into a coke-filled rage, goes into the basketball court where he sees his cousin shoot the game-winning three-point shot in the last 15 seconds and all of the adulation and celebration. He sees his uncle, his daddy saying, "That's my nephew." And his auntie is clapping and screaming, and his sister is jumping up and down. We don't know where Ashley is because she still went upstairs and never came back down. And then he's like, "Okay, I see how you niggas are. Bet money." And he runs off. We then go to Philly with Rashad, the drug dealer, and some little boy, because Rashad don't listen. He's a pain in the ass. He don't listen to nobody. So the little boy is trying to tell him, hey, looky here. I need to show you something. He's like, didn't I tell you when grown folks is talking, you situation? He's like, but it's about that situation you was trying to work out. And he look out, and it's a newspaper article or a video of Will in the Bel Air uniform about him winning the game. And he was like, I found you, you cocky little motherfucker. And then he blows smoke at the phone. I don't know what the smoke at the phone was supposed to do, or who was child, whatever. And so that's how the episode ended. Rashad gonna end up in jail. Or Carlton might end up shot, and then they gonna find all the coke in the system, and he goes to rehab. I don't know. Something's gonna happen. Hey, listen, I'm just throwing out theories. What do you think is gonna happen? Drop it down in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a kin. I'll see you later for something. Peace.